Welcome to the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Monday, November 16th, 2020. It is 7 p.m. and I now call the meeting to order. We're starting with item B, citizen comments. This agenda item provides an opportunity for citizens to address the Planning and Zoning Commission on any matter that is not posted on the agenda. Anyone wishing to address the commission should complete a citizen comments registration form and submit it to the chairman prior to the start of the meeting. There's a 3-minute time limit for each citizen to speak, with a reasonable limitation on speakers on one topic or item, with a maximum of 15 total minutes on the same topic item. Anyone wishing to speak shall be courteous and cordial. The Planning and Zoning Commission is not permitted to take action on any subject raised by a speaker during citizen comments. However, the Planning and Zoning Commission may have the item placed on a future agenda for action, refer the item to the Director of Planning for future study or action, briefly state existing city policy, or provide a brief statement of factual information in response to the inquiry. I don't believe we have anyone who wants to make citizen comments, so based on that, we will move on to item C1. Consider approval of the attendance matrix for the Planning and Zoning Commission as presented and take appropriate action. As stated in the City of Farmers Branch Ethics Handbook for elected officials and advisory board members, all appointed members should make every effort to attend regularly scheduled meetings. Per ordinance number 3563 adopted April 2nd, 2019, any person appointed by the City Council to a board or commission as either a regular member or alternate member shall be automatically considered for removal by the City Council after such person has been absent from 2 regular or special meetings of the board or commission to which the person is appointed during any period of 12 consecutive months, which absences have not been excused by an affirmative vote of the board or commission to which the person is appointed. A comprehensive attendance matrix has been developed to keep record of these excused and unexcused absences. Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
I move we accept the attendance matrix.
I have a motion from Commissioner Yarborough. Second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Petraza. All in favor? It is unanimous. Item C2. Consider approval of the October 26, 2020 Planning and Zoning Commission minutes and take appropriate action. Staff recommends approval of the minutes of the October 26, 2020 meeting. Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
I motion. Go ahead.
All right, a motion to approve the minutes of October 26, 2020.
I have a motion from Commissioner Williams. Second?
Second.
Second from Vice Chair Yarborough. All in favor? It is unanimous. And on to item C3. Consider the request for a detailed site plan for a multifamily development on approximately 4.39 acres located on the east side of McEwen Drive and on the north side of Blue Lake Circle and take appropriate action. Sharupa.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, everyone. Please let me know if you can all see the presentation on your screen. Thank you. So the detailed site plan we are reviewing tonight is shown on the aerial map here. The property or the lot that is outlined in this green boundary is phase 2. That is the property we're looking at tonight for the detailed site plan consideration. The rest of the site that is outlined by blue, that is phase 1, which is existing, the latest Midway Urban Village phase 1 development. This is phase 2. These are some of the some of the site photographs of the existing phase 2, the way it stands now, the commercial building along with the surface parking. This is the proposed detailed site plan. Phase 2 will consist of 158 multifamily units. The buildings are numbered on the detailed site plan, and as we follow through the staff report as well as the technical review, you will see the reference to these numbers. So building number 2, this building is a 4-story apartment building with 51 units. Building number 3 to 10, these buildings are 3-story townhome buildings. We're calling them townhomes, but they are really rental units appearing to be townhomes or designed to look like townhome buildings. There are proposed to be 107 units, and building number 1 down here is the fitness center and swimming pool for the development. Again, on this site plan, we are showing that the proposal or the detailed site plan complies with the parking requirements as per PD 90. Also, I wanted to highlight the surface parking locations. You might recall we recently processed the zoning amendment request for this phase 2 as well as the overall Midway Urban Village PD. And during the presentation at the City Council meeting, there were a lot of discussion about the lack of parking for the apartment building or this building number 2. So the applicant between the zoning approval and to the site plan review process has proposed addition of few more surface parking spaces that can help with this building number 2 or the apartment building. Even though like before as well as now, the project complies with the parking requirements. They're just proposing more surface parking than was originally shown in the conceptual plan during the zoning change. Also down south is the on-street parking that can help with the guest parking for this project. For the detailed site plan, another aspect that we need to look at is the fire protection system for phase 2. The fire protection system is operated by a private water line that is originating in phase 1. I tried to outline or show that with this dotted line, this is where the private water line is. And the pump that is required to provide adequate water pressure for fire suppression or fire protection is also located in phase 2. So as a result, we are requiring the developer and the applicant to execute and record a mutual use, access, and maintenance agreement related to these fire protection systems before any building permit can be issued for phase 2. So that's a condition for this detailed site plan approval. This is their proposed landscape plan. Approximately 22% of the site is proposed to be landscaped. They're proposing about 64 new trees combined with live oaks, red oaks, and crepe myrtles. Also, the buildings, as we discussed before during the zoning review, buildings number 3, 4, 5, and building number 10 and 8 have small private yards, yard spaces that will have 4 feet or 3.5 feet tall metal yard fences. These are the proposed building elevation. These two are the major elevations. Building number 8, which is facing the McEwen Drive on the west, and the one at the bottom is building number 10, which faces south, the Blue Lake Circle. These building elevations on this slide are for the apartment building or building number 2, the north and south side of that building. The rest of the typical building elevations of the rest of the buildings or the townhome buildings are included in your packet. From a comprehensive plan standpoint, this project is within the community mixed-use district as shown on this map within this blue, the black circle. It's suitable for multi-story mixed uses and a transition from high-intensity farmland uses to less-intensity farmland uses. So the detailed site plan supports the East Side Plan goals. Also, the staff recommendation, as I discussed before, we recommend approval of the detailed site plan with the condition that's mentioned herein as well as outlined in your staff report. That concludes my presentation, and the applicant has provided some images that he wanted me to share with you. These are some of the perspective images of the proposed new buildings in phase 2. This is another typical elevation, and you can see those small yard spaces kind of coming out of the townhome buildings with the fences. The second story balconies are also visible, and the variation in the depth and how the front porch is kind of much larger than their phase 1 elevations. So that's all we have for presentation tonight. If you have any question, I'll be happy to answer, and the applicant is present here tonight as well if you have any question for him. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrupa. Commissioners, any questions for staff or for the applicant? Starting with Commissioner Bertle.
So on your planting, you have I'm assuming the crepe myrtles are going up around the buildings, and you have crepe myrtles and what, live oaks? So the live oaks are being out away from the buildings. So I walked this project a couple of weeks ago, and you have lost probably 3 large trees, maybe 3. You probably are going to lose some more no, this is the water, this is around the Blue Lake, is what I'm speaking of. So, is anything, I know that they're talking about injecting some of the trees that they're keeping, and they are removing quite a few on this particular site. And are they looking to try to save what will be saved around the Blue Lake area? There's two that are very distressed at the northern ends. And then on the east side of the water, of the lake area, there's a lot of volunteer trees that can get pretty tall, I guess, waxleaf ligustrums and stuff that are all just planted by birds and whatever. So what are y'all planning on doing on that water there?
Well, the trees around...
You could state your name and address for the record.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Jason Leeds, 11700 Preston Road, Dallas, Texas.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks for letting me bring the case tonight. The trees around Blue Lake have been a challenge. You know, we all remember the tornado in October of last year. And then I remember the straight line winds that were kind of May, June of last year, 2019, because those took out at least 6 or 7 large trees around Blue Lake. So between the May, June event and October event, we probably lost at least 10 or 12. It's been really hard around the lake. And so we've tried our best to preserve trees in that area, but a lot of them had, I've had a arborist engaged, for at least 3 years, the same group. It's been looking at those with me, and a lot of them, there's still one tree up that we have to take down that's rather diseased. I'm sure you saw it. It's on the east side of the lake. So it's a difficult situation. I don't like it. We're trying to do the best we can, but when Mother Nature takes them down, I don't know what we could do.
Well, I understand all that, and I was just kind of wondering what your plans were on those, because some of them aren't going to be able to be saved even on the north side. But there are some that are coming up. But what the other thing that is of concern is on the east side, there's a straight drop there. It's a huge drop, and you can't really get down there and take care of it unless you've got a underwater diver or something.
Right.
And it's nice to see that you left some of the snags and things down there, lots of turtles and fish and whatever, so that was a good thing. But it does really, I was hoping that you do work on making that a really nice show place versus just letting volunteer trees and volunteer things grow up. There are a lot of things that will grow in the water that would be very nice and whatever. On the west side of the lake, it looks great. I think that I don't know if you did that or if that was already done, but it looks good. But you do have some level ground that goes out into the water.
Right.
So, but I do hope that you'll work on that east side some and try to clean it, and whatever. Because you do have the walkway there, so you want it to be nice, not just whatever happens to come.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner Williams.
Assuming everything's approved, when do you plan on demoing that current building? Is that within?
Definitely in.
Is there anybody in that building? I guess is the first question.
No, it's 100% vacant. So we're looking at second quarter of next year.
Beginning demo.
Is our timeline. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And what about completion? Ideal. I mean, obviously you can't control a lot of stuff, but.
It's approximately a 17-month duration on the construction.
Perfect. And how many? So this is going to be 158 units. What the other buildings? How many units are there?
263.
Nice. That's awesome. Are you self-managing these Are you doing that yourself, or are you?
I'm not self-managing. Gables Residential
Gotcha.
is
Awesome.
a third-party group that's managed it for me.
Perfect. And this may be for you, the mutual use access and maintenance agreement.
Right.
Who is that between? Is that between the city, the fire
It's
department?
between the two owners of Phase 1 and Phase 2,
I got you. Okay.
the two partnerships. And candidly, right now, you know, we're under contract on Phase 2, so we have not purchased Phase 2 yet. Part of that's tied to the approvals before you tonight, and also City Council coming up. I'm the general partner for Phase 1. You know, it's most likely our intended business plan to sell that to a life insurance company or pension fund. So the anticipation for the future is that it will be a different owner than an entity that I control. And so that was kind of that was the genesis of the discussions between Farmers Branch Fire Department and my engineers initially, and then obviously we talked with planning about it. And my construction attorney drafted an agreement, and one of the city attorneys reviewed it, and so it was, you know, we went back and forth a couple times, but I think it's a fair agreement and it makes sense.
And I'm assuming this may be for the city, if in transfer or sell, that this agreement will stay in place?
That's
Like, because it'll probably, I mean, I'm assuming properties flip every,
I'll address that from my understanding, but that was the purpose, the condition that the staff put on this approval is that the agreements would be executed and recorded in Dallas County.
gotcha.
So that agreement runs with the land. So regardless of, you know, who buys it, it's
They know going into it.
They know. It's
Okay.
part of the title when they do that title search. So I don't know if you wanted to address that. Or.
Yes, that was the intent behind us requiring the agreement to be put in place before any permit is issued. That way, whoever owns the Phase 1 or the Phase 2 will not be impeded by the situation.
Gotcha. So phase 2, phase 1 are going to be completely, you can sell them. Phase 1 could go off it to itself, and then phase 2 could sell to somebody else. So amenities and everything will be kind of phased in. Oh, awesome. Cool. That's all I got.
Commissioner Zavala? Oh, I'm sorry, Director Fergus.
No, I was just going to say, did the other commissioners that are attending via Zoom hear Sharupa's response, given that she was not speaking in the microphone? I just want to make sure they heard it.
They're all nodding their head yes. Commissioner Zavala?
No questions, Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Yarbrough? Nothing. Petraza? Nothing.
question.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Cole?
No additional questions, thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
No questions.
All right, super. Thank you, sir.
Wait, what's your occupancy rate right now?
It's around 62% or 68%
Is
leased.
that on track?
It is. Yeah. So thank you.
Super. Commissioners, I will entertain a motion.
I motion to recommend approval for the detailed site plan with conditions, or with the condition referenced above. Do I need to read it out?
Or you can just reference as stated in the staff report.
Okay. So I motion to recommend approval of the detailed site plan with conditions referenced above in the staff report.
I have a motion from Commissioner Williams. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Brittle. All in favor? It is unanimous. This goes before council
On December 15th.
December 15th. Thank you, Jason. All right, with that, Commissioners, any further discussion? Seeing none, I will adjourn the meeting at 7:19 p.m. Thank you.
Is this a record?